Mr. Patel, thank you very much for joining in and speaking to CNBC TV18. Well, Amneal Pharma has just announced investing around 1,600 crores in two manufacturing facilities, greenfield manufacturing in Ahmedabad, to make GLP-1 drugs. Tell us the plan behind this investment. Which markets will these facilities be focused on, and by when should they be operational?
Great to have me here, Ekta. Thank you very much. Yes, this is part of our innovations that we like to bring these obesity and metabolic disease drugs earlier in the market than the typical generics, which could be 2030, 31, 32. And as you know, these drugs are expected to have huge demand. It's already having a huge demand, about $100 billion market in the United States. By 2032, 33, globally could be $200 billion market. So we are so excited to bring this collaboration with Metsera. This is a biotech startup company, and bring these medicines to India as well as the rest of the world, including it's a global deal. And we would be manufacturing in India for the world.
Okay, so you'd be manufacturing in India for the world. Just wanted to narrow down about the potential of GLP-1 drugs. When do you expect it to probably become generic in the US? Where does Amneal Pharma stand along with, say, other US-focused Indian generic companies? We just heard from Natco, which is in partnership with Mylan. Give us an idea in terms of the entire market for GLP-1 drugs on a generic basis in the US.
So we expect generics to be in global market, and especially in the United States, by 2030. But Amneal is not focusing on generics as much. We're focusing on innovative drugs.
Okay, all right. Can you give us a sense in terms of what is Amneal's plan for India? You're investing around $150 to $200 million in the next 3 to 4 years. The company's had a local presence all the way since 2022. You are focusing on segments such as hospital, critical care, diagnostics, ophthalmics. Give us a sense in terms of how much you do get from India in terms of sales, and what is your plan to actually even grow the market?
So we have been manufacturing products since 2008 in India, and keep expanding our India presence since then. So we have invested over $600 million. We announced a new investment of $150 to $200 million into the next generation technologies. So innovative manufacturing, innovative R&D, and we also are marketing products now in India, started about 18 months ago in various categories, and will keep expanding with unmet needs, specialty products, and we're committed to the Indian market for a long time.
Okay. Would you look to expand inorganically in India?
Yeah, we always look at M&A.
What's on the cards? There are a couple of Indian companies up for the taking, which do have a strong domestic presence.
I cannot comment on that at this point, but right now we're organically setting it up very nicely and understanding the Indian market more. And there's a huge growth as well as requirement. And we have 110 million people suffering from rare diseases. There are many treatments available, but not in India. So we're focused more on how do we cater to the unmet needs, how do we work with providers, the prescribers, to understand the disease more, create awareness. So we're very excited. We have launched these diagnostic products in the hospitals, doing really well.
Okay, but what is the kitty that you have set aside for, say, a acquisition in India? And would a large acquisition be on the cards, or would you look at maybe more strategic acquisitions?
No, it's not on the card. We are focused on organic growth at this point, and some point we'll start evaluating M&A.
What is your sense in terms of the growth potential for the Indian market? The Indian pharma market is growing in a range of 8 to 10% on an annual basis. What's your sense in terms of what your portfolio can grow at?
I think the Indian market, all the analysts are underestimating. I believe it's going to grow multifold as India's economy, India's income level are rising, the health awareness is rising, I believe it could reach $100 billion in probably within 10 years. And Amneal will play a critical role in, especially on the critical medicines and unmet needs and innovations. We need to have India become innovative country. We have done generics is a great foundation, but we need to go more on innovation side.
Correct. US FDA issues. Some of your plants have faced US FDA issues in the past in India. Can you give us a sense in terms of what the status of any of these plants would be? Are any of them under the regulatory scanner? And how do you maintain quality considering that your headquarters are in New Jersey?
Ekta, we have #1 quality track record in the entire world. We never faced any issues with FDA. So you may not have the up-to-date information. So we are very proud of our culture, quality, and we never had any OAI, no issues with FDA. We stay on top and we plan to stay on the top.
Okay, well, I think one of your plants was issued 15 observations in 2023. So that's specifically what I was referring to. So,
that is all EIR. It is
okay.
Completely clear. No issue.
Okay, all right. Let's move on then. You do have around majority of your revenues coming in from generics in the US. Give us a sense in terms of where things stand when it comes to the generic market in the US. Where is pricing pressure and drug shortages at this moment?
Well, the pricing pressure is lower. The pricing environment is much better than what it was. Industry, we cannot be giving any lower prices as inflation has occurred over the last 5 years. It was a deflation in generic industry. So now there is no room to go down any further. And it has created multiple shortages. So the key industry players, they either downsize their portfolio or move to other markets. And that is being carefully understood by the government as well as 3 big buyers. So we see the change in behavior, and hopefully it will make the industry healthy. We need to invest in quality. We need to invest in R&D. US FDA has a lot of requirements, so we cannot be selling drugs so cheap.
Okay. We do have a US election which is coming up as well. What is your sense in terms of how important it is, and what do you think would be a better win for the US pharmaceutical space, for the generics industry?
Well, our industry is affordable medicines industry. Both parties, Republican and Democrats, adore our industry and they need it. We're essential industry. We get support from both parties, so I see no impact either way.
All right. What is your sense on the Biosecure Act and the impact that it could have on Indian companies? And do you think that it'll even come to fruition?
I cannot comment on whether it comes to fruition, but India as a country has a huge opportunity to move into the advanced manufacturing and advanced science and offer the CDMO services, just like what we did with MedCera, partner with the biotech companies or even top 50 pharma companies to develop drugs all the way from the beginning to end, co-develop it, co-market it, have its own innovation, offer CDMO services, and take India to the next level.
Okay. I just want to circle back to the generic segment where I do understand that your exposure to the oral solid dosages when it comes to generics has reduced in the past couple of years, and the non-oral solid dosage segment has increased when it comes to generics. Why is there that shift taking place? Is it because pricing pressure is less in complex generics? Give us a sense.
Amneal always has last 10 years invested in science and technology. So we've been moving away from oral solids, and always our goal is to keep moving up the value chain, and tremendous investment. It's not overnight. You have to work towards it, and we have for over 10 years. And you will see Amneal always moving up the value chain, just like the recent partnership announcement with MedCera Biosimilars, we have launched 3 biosimilars and have a pipeline to launch more products in the United States for now, and then eventually rest of the world.
What about complex generics like albuterol inhaler in the US? Are you planning to probably launch that and other inhaler drugs? Anything in the pipeline?
Yes, we have a fantastic manufacturing plant in Ireland, and we plan to launch multiple respiratory products.
Okay, all right. Give us a sense about your novel assets in Parkinson's disease as well. We do understand that, you know, it's expected to have good clinical benefits. What is the potential in terms of sales in the US and any plans to launch it in India?
Yes, we do plan to launch in India because India also has probably millions of Parkinson's patients, and they are relying on an older technology product, which is 30 years old technologies. Our product provides more good on time, and it is really important for Parkinson's patients to manage their daily lifestyle and have a more good on time, so they avoid the fluctuations in motor functions as well as dyskinesia, and they live longer, fortunately, for 30, 40 years with Parkinson's. So we're very proud to launch Crexont. It's launched in the United States. It'll be launched in multiple other countries, and this is the most advanced formulation in the world available today.
Okay, all right, Mr. Patel, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us.
Thank you, Ekta. Have a great day.